I want to ask how many people here do Google Summer of Code project? Raise your hand. Do you have ever participated or heard about Google Summer of Code? I think that's a very good chance that you can participate in the open source, in the free software development, because I'm not promoting Google, but this is a very good opportunities for you. Google provide about 5,000 US dollars to sponsor students to work on the projects. Every year they call for students to work on this, and most of the people most of the people are based in US, and currently the Google Summer of Code participants are in Asian. They are raising the number of the Asian people participating in Google Summer is raising, and this is our student who just joined the Beijing GNOME users group, and he asked me. He said, "Emily, I want to do the Google Summer of Code." I said, "Okay, here are the resources. Here is people you can find. Here is the timeline of the Google Summer of Code schedule. So if you really want to do the Google Summer of Code, you need to do preparation. You need to write a very good proposal." I think the community is that you cannot force the student to do the Google Summer of project. You just tell them, here is a process, here is the way we can help you, and you will discover by yourself. We also have some activities like a logo contest. When we call for the logos, there are all the logos from our members. I will talk about our future plan of the Beijing GNOME users group. We're planning to launch GNOME Store in Beijing. And also, I want to make people aware of the Friend of GNOME, because GNOME Foundation is a charity foundation. All the money I raised are given by company and the individual people who want to donate to GNOME Foundation, and we need to find out a better way to contribute to the Friend of GNOME project, like how do we pay, how to give the money to foundation, like PayPal or some other ways. Our more plans is access to more universities and include new foundation members, and also promote projects like Google Summer of Code and women programs. There are also some other ideas. It's pretty much what I was going to talk about. I want to emphasize that GNOME is a community that's made of the people. And this is a history. In 2008, we are in Beijing. 2009, we are in Ho Chi Minh. And today, we are in Taipei. And the next year, we really want everyone to participate. If you are interested to go in, prepare, and talk to us earlier, and go to the next GNOME Asian Summit. And also, Pocky later will talk about how to organize the GNOME Asian Summit in your country. So I will give my time to Pocky, and if you have any questions, I will come here later to join the Q&A.
Thank you, Emily.
直接接上去咯？可以吗？可以，那大家欢迎一下 Pocky。
Thank you. Let me open my slide. So Emily just now, she already talked a lot of things about joining GNOME Asia, which is really fun. So I'm going to talk about hosting GNOME Asia is also really fun. So first, I will talk about what fun will it be, and then why is it useful, and then I will also talk about what does it take to host the GNOME Asia, and then the process. For the process, I will talk really quick, and then what's the communication channels for GNOME Asia, and then our future plan. So why is it fun? So I think it's like joining a conference, especially an international conference, is really fun because we always can meet passionate people. It's like we meet a lot of international speakers from all over the world. So we can, talk about something in common because we are all into free software or all into GNOME or, a lot of different free software projects. And we can also, make contacts with a lot of communities. It's like today I met, these 2 days, actually I met a lot of communities like Open Foundry, like Study Area. I learned about, local communities like COSUP, like Ubuntu Taiwan, OpenSUSE, and so on. So I think, it's always nice. It's like I'm the committee member of GNOME Asia, and I was also the president of Beijing Linux User Group. And as a community leader or member, basically it's always nice to share ideas and to share how we run our communities and how to attract more people to share ideas with each other, which is really fun for me. And of course, to host GNOME Asia, I think it's really very excited to also discover the new GNOME technology. It's like this morning, because I never really look into GNOME 3, but this morning I learned a lot, from, for example, from Brian. I find out actually there will be a lot of new features coming, even though it's postponed, the new release, but we are looking forward to the new technologies. So at the same time, I think, especially for myself, it's like during these 3 years, I access to a lot of very cool gadgets from GNOME Asia. I remember in 2008 in Beijing, I even was very lucky to win a lucky draw, which is a Linux mobile phone from Motorola. And at the same time, because at that moment Nokia was also the sponsor, and we talked to one of the developer from Finland, and he donated one N96. Sorry. 800. Yeah, 800 and N800, right? He donated this cool machine to our Linux user group. So because for Linux user group, we have a library, and we can just put it inside, and then we just share it with all our members. At that moment in China, we don't have this mobile phone selling in China yet. And at the same time, I think it's like international events. As Emily said, we have a lot of participants. So I think it's really excited, and at the same time very happy to achieve something, which is like to host such a big international event. And of course, I I think this part is really fun, because it's like a lot of people always say IT free and open source, we lack women, and we always talk. This is a very hot topic. It's like a lot of foundations, a lot of communities. They are eager to look for women to participate in their communities, but in GNOME Asia, actually, I work with a lot of women. It's like the executive director of GNOME is Stormy Peters, yeah, and she's a woman. And Emily and myself, we are the lead organizer for GNOME Asia. We're women, and last year the local team organizer is also a woman, which is you can see from the left picture, the first one. So I think and last year we have a lot of women participated in as volunteers. They do translation. They did a lot of things. They can be very good for the GNOME community as well. So I found it really fun to work with them. So it's very fun to host GNOME Asia, and I think it's also very useful. So I think to host GNOME Asia in your local area, it has a lot of benefits for yourself. For example, you can contribute to your community. No matter what community you are in, it can be Ubuntu, it can be anything in Linux user group. But it's like you can bring international speakers to the local area to help you to build more knowledge, to help you to share ideas, and this is really good for your community. And at the same time, you can also help to promote free software in your area, because it's like it's an international event. You can always get some press or get some government attention. It's like last year in Vietnam, we get to meet the educational and technology departments from the government, And we talk about, yeah, actually they have been thinking to migrate to use for all the offices, all the government offices to use free software. And we were talking about, how GNOME can help them as well. So it's really useful for the country or for the city. And of course, for local team, basically it's also good to have the experience to host an international event as well. Because you get to have foreign speakers, because actually there are lots of logistics. If you host an international event, it's like a lot of things. Later I will touch a little bit. And of course, for GNOME, I think it's really good. It's really useful because you can kickstart new user groups. For example, we have been talking about starting a GNOME user group in Taiwan, and we saw a lot of passionate people. They have very, very good ideas, and I think it's like a lot of new projects will be started because of this. Because we never met before. Actually, they never knew about it, and now they will start to think about it. And the next step, they will just do it with our help. And I think for the GNOME Asia, basically the main goal is to also add to build a bridge to communicate with the international GNOME community. Because a lot of people actually they're using GNOME, but they don't know how to contribute. So basically here, if you see a lot of GNOME people, and actually they all now they know each other, and they can start to talk about how to contribute. So to host GNOME Asia is very fun and useful. So what does it take to host GNOME Asia? Actually, it's not difficult. First, I think this is the key point, which is you have to share the same goals with GNOME Asia. And our goals basically is to have a better reach to have a better reach in different country, and to help GNOME to reach more people, to reach the local government or businesses and also communities, to get more contributors for the GNOME project. And of course it has to be in Asia, and to have a small team of GNOME or Fox advocates, because one person is very difficult. For example, COSUP, they help us to organize, co-host the event. They have a lot of manpower. And of course, the area should have existing or potential GNOME users or developers. Because GNOME Asia is also like GODEC. We want it to be like a meeting point for different developers to communicate with each other, to share ideas. And the area has to have infrastructure in place. For example, venue, you have to have the venue to do it. The transportation is close to the airport.